Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new day. It is Friday afternoon. It's almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon and I have a Walmart stock up haul for you. Now, in the last couple of videos I talked about how food stamps were not going to be issued in November, and I was going to take what we had left on our balance to get some stock up. This is not it. This is not it. I actually ordered this stuff a couple weeks ago. So I have actually had this stuff still in the bags in the mudroom. So except for the frozen stuff. Anything that had to be refrigerated or frozen, I put those away obviously. But this is just cupboard stuff, pantry stuff. There are a couple things here not shown because it's been a couple weeks and I already put them away. Okay, so let me go over a couple empty jars here that we already used, but they were part of this haul. So let me show you that. So here is a empty Great Value Hamburger Dill Pickle Chips jar. Glenn actually, let me show you what he turned them into. Okay, they're in here. Glenn likes to spice up his pickles, so he's got this entire jar in here. He's already ate some, but in this jar is, I don't know if it was this past summer or when it was, in friend mail, we were sent a really big jug. I mean, not a jar, a jug of Frank's Original Hot Sauce. And some of that is in here, along with crushed red peppers, I'm not sure, vinegar, a little bit of water, a little bit of sugar, and normally he puts jalapenos in, but not on this one. So, but that's where this jar of pickles is. And I don't actually eat pickles pretty much, so I don't care what he does with them. I don't care if he leaves any for me. And he knows I don't eat pickles, so we know it's for him. This was a jar of Vlasic sauerkraut. He used this in a meal already, so that was also part of this haul. That's the bad thing about waiting how long to do the haul. And I just actually haven't had it in me to bring it in and do the haul. But let's go over it. All right. In one of the past videos, you saw where I made fideo. Well, this is the one I cut open. I actually accidentally cut it open, and so I have it in a Ziploc bag. But these Moderna packs of pasta, they come in stars, alphabets, mini shells, fideo, angel hair, whatever. They're 50 cents. You can't go wrong with those. So we have a pack here, and we already used the pack. And some stuff I already took out of the boxes because I had to freeze them. 2-pack of pie crust. Some of this stuff is actually getting ready for the holiday season. It's baking season, Christmas coming up, and I just wanted to get us stocked up for the time before it's here and we don't have anything. So better than waiting till the last minute. All right, so 2-pack of pie crust, which are in the freezer. Also some waffles that are in the freezer. All right, so let's go through this stuff. I don't have my cast on, and it's feeling better, so more on that in another video. All right, got a bag of, this is a 2-pound bag of light brown sugar. I also picked up a 2-pound bag of powdered sugar, which is already in the container. So just know I got both sugars. And I picked up, this is what I drink. These are sweet tea drink mix packs, sugar-free. I've been drinking those, but here's the kicker. Since I started drinking more of these, I started getting more stomach aches. And so I haven't drank any of these in probably almost 5 days, and I didn't get a stomach ache, but I can't say that because I did, but it's from something else, I know. I also drink cappuccino, and that tends to give me a stomach ache, and I did have cappuccino yesterday. I had eggs this morning, and those tend to give me a stomach ache, so I just can't give up these foods, but I guess I have to deal with the stomach aches. So I like to drink these. I've come to like them even more lately. One, because it cuts down on my sugar in my tea. As you know, I always made my sweet tea, but you use sugar in that. So since I broke my arm, I did make sweet tea the other day, and that's only the second time since I broke my arm that I made it. I've been drinking either pure water. I did have some Coca-Cola, but a lot of these sugar-free sweet tea drink mixes. So got those for myself, and as you can see, a lot of pantry stuff that we stocked up on. So let's go through this. I did pick up myself a small bottle of Ortega mild taco sauce. This is my favorite to use, and I was out of it, so pick some up of that. Over here I picked up 6 cans of El Pato sauce. For those of you that are new or have never seen me use El Pato sauce in a video, when I make tacos, instead of a pack of taco seasoning, I use El Pato sauce. They have a little kick to them. The green, not so much, but the yellow is a kicker. So there also is a red can. Glenn said he didn't think that was too hot, but I mainly use the green. But if I make them homemade salsa, I use the yellow. Combination of both. But if I'm just doing one single batch, then it's the yellow. Alright, so also when I make chicken enchiladas and I shred chicken, I put El Pato sauce in it. If I make burritos, I put El Pato sauce in it. So basically my Mexican meals, I have El Pato sauce. We do have a couple cans in the cupboard yet, but just want to stock up. And actually, this actually had nothing to do with what is going on now with the food stamps not being issued. This had nothing to do with that. If you have been with the channel for a while, I used to do a monthly grocery haul where I like to stock up for the month. There was pros and cons to that, but at least I knew we had stuff in the kitchen ready to use. So we changed it back to weekly, and we just weren't stocking up as much or at all actually. And then one day we were making something, and Glenn asked for a certain ingredient, and I said, we have none. And he said, I thought you stocked up. Nope, remember we went back to weekly, and that's what happens when you go back to weekly. You don't stock up. So I figured I'm going to order stuff so we can be stocked up. All right. Pace Picante sauce. Glenn uses this in his breakfast eggs, or like if we have ground beef with white rice, he puts that in there. Sometimes he goes through this fast, sometimes not so much. So he has 1 jar in the refrigerator that he's almost done with, but I put 2 jars on the list, and now he has backup. And so if he's not using Pace Picante, he likes Cholula hot sauce, and he's been using that quite a bit in his eggs as well. And also we got 2, I'm sure you can see it back there, but 2 of Miracle Whips. These are the 30-ounce jars. Miracle Whip was something I always wanted to be stocked up. Me, if I have something in the refrigerator, I want to back up in the cabinet, in the cupboard. That to me gives me a sense of security, I guess you can say, to know we're not going to run out of it because we have a backup. So now we have 2 backups. jar of Weiler's chicken bouillon cubes. Now I know there is Knorr chicken bouillon powder in the jar, and I do have some of that, but I do not use that when I use chicken bouillon. I prefer the chicken bouillon cubes because to me, and I know I've said it before, it's been a while, but I know a couple of you agreed that the Knorr's chicken bouillon powder in the jar tastes different than the chicken bouillon cubes. So if I make the orange Mexican rice, I do use the Knorr's chicken powder, but anything else like chicken noodle soup or anything, this is what I use. So we do have some, but there's my backup. And I use more of this than I do beef bouillon cubes, so that's why I just got chicken. Alright, we're going to move forward a little bit. Alright, so cake mixes. We have now a stock up on cake mixes. I don't have a plan to use any of this right now, but it's stock up. So there are plenty of desserts. You can do a cake mix hack and make a dessert from a cake mix besides making a cake. So I have used cake mixes. So I have 2 whites, 2 yellows, and 1 milk chocolate. I have used cake mixes for several desserts. We use a cake mix for a peach cobbler. I have used cake mixes for cookies, pumpkin bread, pumpkin muffins. Just so many things you can do with them. So and sometimes actually the white cake mix I like to eat as cupcakes just like that. So I just wanted us to have a stock on that, but I don't have a plan to use them right now. And pumpkin, now we had been utilizing the pantry up until our brake line broke. We were utilizing the food pantries. Anytime I saw pure pumpkin, I always pick some up. And we had a good stock on them, but I have used them over time enough to get us down to 1 can. So I ordered 2 more cans because with Thanksgiving coming up and being the season for pumpkin desserts, I probably should have ordered a couple more because I'll be using one for Thanksgiving pumpkin pie. I want to make a pumpkin roll. I'd like to make a pumpkin bread, a loaf bread, and yeah, so many things to utilize these for. So I may order 2 more. And that should get us through the holiday baking season. So 2 cans of pure pumpkin, 2 cans of sweetened condensed milk. Again, no plans from, but I know there are desserts that we have made in the past that we use those for. 2 cans of peach chunks, and we do get the heavy syrup ones. We use these for that peach cobbler I told you about, where we use a yellow cake mix, and we just use a can of these. I make all the desserts I make. I actually don't even make the size I used to make. When I made desserts in the past, I made big sizes. Now I make half the size. Like a peach cobbler, I'll do like an 8x8 or something instead of a whole big dish. So I got 2 cans of the peach chunks, not necessarily to make the peach cobbler, but sometimes we just like these as a side dish for our supper. And then 3 cans of refried beans. Now, these I actually picked up because of my broken arm. We have plenty of pinto beans to make and refry. But with my broken arm, I knew it would be a little harder to refry beans myself, smashing them. So I actually picked up 3 cans of refried beans to have on hand if I needed them. And I actually like to eat these a lot. Tonight, actually, I may use it for some a struggle meal, so might be using that. All right, so this is what this is, and I'm going to put this stuff away because I have more to show you. All right, everyone, here is the next section, and this is basically dairy and some frozen items. So, got this tricolored coleslaw. I put it in the freezer so it wouldn't go bad while we're waiting to use it. A couple uses for these, just to make regular coleslaw. Actually, that's basically it. I was going to say coleslaw for fish tacos, and then coleslaw just to have as coleslaw, but basically you're making the same thing. So, got a bag of broccoli florets. Don't have a plan for them, but at least we have them. I actually tried to order fresh broccoli, a head of fresh broccoli, but they were out of stock. So, also got 2 tubs of Cool Whip. And same thing, holiday season coming up, pumpkin pie needs, or should I say, my Cool Whip needs a piece of pumpkin pie. All right, got a tub of sour cream. Now we actually still have some of this squeezed sour cream that Leanne sent us in the grocery haul, and this is so convenient. We love this. But we also use sour cream for other things, so I wanted to get a tub as stock up. So, got that. And then I got a 2-pack of cream cheese used for whatever desserts or whatever we need it for. Yoplait. My favorite is the Peach Harvest. And Glenn had mountain blueberry and strawberry banana. But we each had 4 of them, and we're down to 1 each now. So he likes the strawberry banana more. He wasn't real crazy about the mountain blueberry, but speaking of blueberries, I have a little story to tell you. Let me just go through this. But yeah, I'm down to 1 harvest peach. And then 2 tubes of chorizo. I've had these in the freezer, but they're good to have on hand. You can use them for different meals, and a struggle meal is included. We got a 18 count of large eggs. Now, we've gone through the 2 dozen eggs that Leanne sent to the grocery haul, and we just dipped into these. So now we still have to place an order to use up our remainder of our funds in food stamps. So I think we're going to do a little stock up on eggs just so we have them. And as I said, now that it's colder and the nights are colder, our mud room is staying colder. So now I can store more eggs in there, and they'll stay good. And I only brought 1 out, but chicken pot pies, I think I picked up like 4 or 5 or something like that. So these are actually the only ones we eat. Banquet's chicken pot pie with flaky crust. These are actually the best, I think. And I only like the chicken. We've tried the beef. I think Glenn just likes the chicken as well. So I got 4 or 5 of those. This was a pack of bacon, but you can see it's divided into 2 packs. I cut it down the middle, as you all know, and we already used some for breakfast, and I divided up the remainder into 2 packs, and this is for 2 people. So, and I've actually cut down a lot of how much bacon I eat, so it's lasting us a little longer. So and that'll take 2 more servings, maybe 3 for 2 people. And then butter, they're already open. 1 box of Land O'Lakes, so I might order 1 more or 2 more. I always like to have butter on stock. So Land O'Lakes we do for spreads, like spread on toast or whatever, on bread, and cooking with, frying with. The store brand Great Value we use for baking. So I had, that wasn't nice. I had ordered 2 of the Great Value brand. So we got 2 of those, 1 of the Land O'Lakes. So I think we might either order one Great Value and one Land O'Lakes, because I think we might have a Land O'Lakes in the mudroom freezer. That would be our portable freezer that we kept in our trailer. So I'll have to check on that. But while we have the funds, we're putting a list together of stuff we need to order by the end of October, because after October, so if you are on food stamps, make sure you use your balance by October 31st, because I don't think you're going to have access to anything after that. So important, just a reminder, use it up quick. All right, so I have one more section to show you, and that's just a couple bigger things. And I'm going to put this away and show you those. Oh, also, we had picked up bell peppers, the 3-pack, different colors. We used some, and I cut the others up and put them in the freezer. So now we have some bell peppers in case we want them for another meal. Alright everyone, so here is the last of the Walmart stock up haul, and here is a gallon of canola oil. Now we still have that oil that Leanne included in that grocery haul, but this is for long-term stock up. Don't have any plans for it right now, but at least we have it if we need it. Sugar, we still have some in our container, but we have it if we need it. So that's a 10-pound bag of sugar. So in this haul, I had ordered granulated sugar, powdered sugar, brown sugar. Flour we already had. We have a 10-pound bag of flour, so we're set on that. And I think that's going to be it for this video. I gotta cut it out now. It's long enough. So we'll talk again in another video, and you'll get another Walmart stock up haul. I don't know when, but we have to place an order soon. So thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching my other videos. Welcome all new subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing. And with that, remember to live life, be good to yourself, and be good to others. Until next time.